Hey, welcome everybody, Star Flag Media. I'm Anthony. We're here with my boy.
Man, it's your boy Talents 86. So, welcome back to the Drunken Idiots on the SFM
Yeah,
broadcast
Star
channel
Flag Media Gaming, and you can catch us on Rumble.
and on YouTube.
Yeah, we've been here a while. Thank you guys for subbing. Follow us on Rumble. Thank you. We got the Echo Chamber also.
Yes.
Yeah, just wanted to we had to come live because Sony, man. Sony did something special for us.
Yeah, man. Sony just dropped
Sony did something special for us.
Sony did something special for the players and for the community.
And we were so excited for this one.
Sony dropped a horrible game.
They dropped a monster flop.
And not only was it a monster flop,
If this was any other studio, they would go out of business.
yeah.
And we're gonna talk about
that
the
studio
losses.
might be out of business though.
This studio, yeah, the studio that made this game may not be around much longer.
Yeah, it might be
So
around.
what game are we talking about?
I was talking about the game Concord.
Ooh.
So now, if you don't remember, you could go back and you could click. I'm sure you subscribed.
Yeah,
And you
the
hit
Sony showcase.
notification bell. We did a Sony showcase when we were in Santa Marta, Colombia.
We sure did.
So we watched the video. We seen what was going on with Concord and other games that Sony were
Showing off.
show.
Soon to come.
Yes, yeah. So, but the thing with Concord, I remember, well, we both was like,
As soon as we saw it, it was like, first thing out of our mouth was like, this a crowded market. This is, we've already got Overwatch. We've already got all these other shooter games that are coming out, and
Yeah.
Marvel's got their own version of this. And this
yeah,
and
Marvel do got their own version coming out. So what I was thinking, I was like, bro, it looks like Guardian of the Galaxies.
Yeah.
It looks.
Looks
put a lot
bootleg.
of they put a lot of time into it.
Great
You can kinda
value
see
version
that,
of it.
but it looked a little cheap. But I was kind of like, man, for me, I was like, if it's free, I try it. If it's free, or if it don't cost that much. But I was still like
hesitant.
because
Well,
they got the Marvel one. They got the
We-
Marvel version of
we were,
the hero shooter game coming out.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'd rather wait for that.
And League exists, and Overwatch exists, and even Star Wars has Star Wars Hunters now. And that's out, and that's actually really freaking good. But we gave it. Apparently, we were way more optimistic.
Yeah.
Way more optimistic.
Yeah, we were very optimistic.
And we were kind of iffy on the fence, and apparently that was way over optimistic because on Steam, which this game is just catered to PC players, on Steam on its peak, Concord had an all-time peak of 2,388 players at its peak.
Did they beat the Justice League to kill the Justice League?
No. To put that in perspective, after the huge fall off the Helldivers had,
Okay.
it's currently at around 7,000 players.
Wow.
So that's after the huge fall off, and Helldivers 2 has been out for a long time,
Yes. It's been out for
for a minute.
About 9
And
months.
that's after the screw up, and that's after the fall. So Sony is just effing up these massive multiplayer, live,
so, all right.
live. What is it called? Live experience.
service-
Yeah, live service
game.
games.
But as a Sony fan,
Fuck that.
I'm gonna give them that. You know why? Because we knew that when they announced that they were gonna be dropping a whole bunch of live service games,
Yeah.
we all knew as a collective that
What are they doing?
what are you doing? If you drop 8 of them, maybe 5 of them are gonna fail.
Let's talk about like the juggernaut that Sony became during the PS4 era. It's been obviously they've been a juggernaut for a long
But
time.
they've been juggernaut for single player games.
Exactly what I was gonna say. So what are they known for? What did we buy PS4s and PS5s for?
Yeah.
It was for those single player
Yeah, the
campaigns, that
experiences.
cinematic experiences. And they for PS at the end this stage of the PS5, it's like they did a 180 on us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's a 180, but I think
Well, they're banking hard on this.
so you got to remember the 360 was touted as the
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
couch co-op.
I know they're trying to
and
that's what
so
they're heading for.
They're trying to
But
change the narrative. But when you announce live service games, it don't work well.
and with a non-established IP, this is brand new. You got to really
yeah.
So to be fair to Sony, they didn't skimp out on the project. It's a high quality, very expensive game. So do you know what they're in the hole for?
How much?
Approximately $200 million.
Damn.
Approximately.
They about to give out refunds, so it's about to be a tax write-off at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is a major flop. So, like we said, if this was any other studio, they'd be done. They'd go out of business. If this is an indie studio, or just another third-party studio, you can't take a $200 million loss like that.
No.
It's just impossible. The current count, what do you think the current live count is?
2,000.
So, at their height, they were at 2388. That was the highest count ever.
Oh, we got to be less than that. 500.
So, as of right now, looking on Steam charts, it's 47 players live.
Wow. 500 divided by 10. And you get 47.
47.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad. There's no way they're making money on this game. It's so
so they beat the Justice League.
Oh, I mean, beating it in the negative way. Yeah. They're way worse. They are way worse than Kill the Justice League. Wow. I mean, it made them look successful.
Yeah.
By comparison.
Yeah.
It made their Helldivers 2 fuck up look good. Like, Helldivers still got 7,000 people on it.
Yeah, so like the thing with Helldivers was so great. It was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. They had that viral moment. Everybody was talking about it.
One of, so if they drop 8, maybe 2 to 3 of them was gonna stick. So Helldivers was their one.
That was their one, man. That was their go-to. From a AA studio.
They already canceled like 3 of them.
Yeah.
So now we know we got Helldivers, we got this. We may have, I don't know what, maybe 3 more to come out, maybe 2 more to come out after Helldivers.
So
in this game,
from Sony, you mean?
Yeah. Live service games.
Yeah, from Sony, and they've dropped some serious cash on these games. Sony's not a studio that skips out.
They helped produce that too.
They paid money for it to be an exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was Squaresoft. That was their take on Splatoon. That also flopped.
Yeah, I mean, live service is not.
If you're gonna make a Splatoon ripoff, man, you know who your audience is? Probably a Nintendo fan. That game was catered to a Nintendo audience, and they try to find it on a Sony platform. And I get it. I know that Sony wanted to bring players over that might be into that, but the Nintendo fans are always going to be pretty hardcore to their console.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a whole different market.
But I'm still stuck on the fact that, like, listen,
47 players is crazy.
47 players is crazy. That's nasty work. That's just nasty work. Like, we dropped the game, and then 2 weeks later, it's only
47 players, bro.
Playing it. Like,
there's more people playing Wii U games online right now, and that service is dead.
Yeah, it's like, yo, the last I heard, they might have been making a Horizon Zero West
live service version.
And,
don't ruin that franchise, please. We already forgiven you. We're already forgiving you and waiting to see what that Lego game looks like.
Maybe that turned into the Lego game. I don't know, because I haven't heard much about that since.
Yeah, but that's gonna. Hopefully, it's not
The Last of Us multiplayer. Remember that?
Yeah.
They dropped that.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be something. So I want to see what else they got up their sleeves. But
so they're
right now is
the live service stuff is
they not.
It's not gonna be.
It's not it.
I was gonna say, Helldivers put out a 60-day plan to try to lure some people back.
Okay.
They are not, but they've said similar things before, where they're not gonna nerf the guns anymore. And
they already nerfed it.
So
buff the guns.
Yeah. So apparently they're not gonna screw up with that portion of the game with the updates. They are introducing a third race of aliens.
Okay.
Called, I think, the Luminate or something like that. I don't know much else other than the name.
Yeah.
And supposedly that third campaign is going to be more for like the casuals.
Okay.
So they're trying to bring, you got the killer difficulty with the robots and the bugs, and that's going to be for the hardcore, and then they're going to try to rally the base. In my opinion, too little, too late. You want to get people hyped about this game?
You should have brought Predator and Alien in.
Alien vs Predators. Do that Starship Troopers crossover that was rumored and never came out.
You should have did that.
It's the most obvious thing ever to make it a Starship Troopers crossover.
That took too long.
And
it had lightning in a bottle, and then y'all started nerfing things. So all right,
not just the nerfing. That came after the whole PSN fiasco.
Yeah,
that came after eliminating, what was it, like 30% of your market or some crazy number like that, when you can't buy the game unless you had Steam or whatever.
That Starship Trooper stuff before then.
No, I'm talking about when Sony really cut them off by the balls with the PSN stuff. It's almost like they don't want it to work.
Speaking of new fundamentals and new ideas, bro, did you see the Black Ops 6 beta moments?
Oh my god! Yeah, we've been
with the Omni movement.
We've been. First of all, the Omni stuff is crazy looking.
I see one dude run off the top of a balcony or a bridge.
Yeah,
and he dove, and he did a 720 spin with the sniper.
Right.
And sniped somebody.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo.
They were doing trick shots in the beta.
Trick shots. Yo.
And then, Halo 2 and Halo 3 back in the day.
Yo.
With this 360 sniper shot.
Oh my god. So now you got some YouTubers, some COD YouTubers. One of them, his name is Swag. You probably seen him or heard of him.
Maybe.
He's a lot younger than I thought he was, but
or we're just a lot older than you think you are.
Yeah. He said, bro, he playing the beta and he got flown out to play it.
Okay.
So he got flown out to play it, and he's getting killed by this Omni movement and all the movement.
Yeah.
And he got frustrated and he said, yo, I'm 28. Like,
I'm done.
I'm like, what the fuck?
You got to relearn.
What the hell?
Somebody on Reddit was saying, you're gonna, what's gonna happen is gonna be a curve where everybody learns all this Omni movement, and then a year down the line, the guy that's gonna dominate is the guy that just plays it the old way, because people aren't used to just the guy just being junky and walking around and just playing it the old way.
That could also
I sent the video of
sent a couple videos
of the old. It was like old heads trying to learn Omni movement, and it was the guy, and it's somebody's like press shoot, then hold left trigger and then aim, and he's trying to do it, and it's just not. And he's like, hey yo, he put the controller down. I think I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
So I seen two reactions to the Omni movement. I haven't.
It looked really cool when they pull it off.
I haven't played the beta yet, you guys. Usually I download and I pre-order the game early, but this was the year that I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna just give them my money up front.
Yeah, it was like $100 or something to get onto the beta.
It was $100 version. It's $70 version. You can buy.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm starting to vote with my dollars now. But so I say this, I'm gonna jump on it for the free version and try the beta out. But I lost my train of thought. So
you've seen a lot of Omni movement.
I've seen a lot of Omni movement. So the reactions. The reactions I've had, the good reactions were, it reminds me of Black Ops 3 with the jetpacks.
Yeah.
Where everything just flowed easily and it's just natural.
Right.
That was for the pros of the Omni movement. The cons were, God damn it, it's jetpacks in Call of Duty. What the fuck? And I might be.
I'm okay with it. After Black Ops 2
I haven't played it yet. But I liked the jetpack. I liked how flowy it felt. Yeah. And I thought that was cool. But I was still young then.
Yeah.
Or younger.
Yeah.
I want to say Black Ops 3 dropped maybe. I gotta be about 10 years ago now.
Oh yeah, more than that.
So now,
more than that.
Maybe I try the Omni movement and maybe I just gotta tip my hat and say, all right, well, I guess this is it.
10 years ago, 2015.
2015,
yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah. So, I don't have hope for myself.
I see how you play COD.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't have hope. It'll still be my old style of camp and wait and hope and pray and spray. However, let's talk about what's been trending on TikTok.
What's been trending on TikTok?
For Black Ops is The meat shield.
Oh my god, yo.
For all the best and worst reasons you can think of.
So for those who don't understand, so now in Black Ops 6, apparently, instead of doing an assassination, or maybe it's a different button.
I think it's the same.
When you get behind somebody, I think it's
an
assassination. But,
yeah.
But so now you could grab somebody and hold them as a shield. So now, what Treyarch has released on Twitter, they said that they're going to let proximity chat
on.
They're gonna turn it on. Coming. So let's say you're on the opposite team.
Yeah,
I grab you. I yoke you up
I
behind.
love proximity chat.
I yoke you up.
Yeah,
and then now you can hear me.
Right,
and now these dudes is online playing the game. They like, oh, I got this nigga yoked up. Make him kiss. Yeah, you like that?
Make him kiss was the last one we saw.
Now they got them playing but R. Kelly and
teabagging is out, guys. They're no longer teabagging your enemy. Now the idea is hearing P. Diddy and the fam play while they pull you into the room with the book, the moving bookcase, and they bring the dude over to the bed, bend him over, and you guys can imagine what happens after he got him yoked up, bent over this bed. And with proximity chat on, this is not going to last. They
need that toxic. They need to sell it.
I like it.
They're gonna keep it on for like the first month or two.
This is gonna be a problem. There's gonna be a problem, and I'm gonna say why. We already know why. I don't even gotta say why. We already know why it's gonna be a problem. But
it's already rated M for mature. They're gonna keep it on until
January. You say that, but now
until January.
People get banned for saying fuck on Call of Duty now.
No, they get banned for saying fag.
Well, regardless, he said it. So you can't get you get banned for speech. This is going to be right up there. They're going to ban people for this, or they're going to have to create some sort of a mechanic where you can escape that.
Well, you could say, as a person who's been chat banned for playing Call of Duty, don't laugh.
I don't even know what the hell you said.
I could say, let me tell you what I can say. Can I tell you what I can say? Can I curse?
You can curse.
I could say fuck.
Yeah.
I could say bitch.
Yeah.
I could say cunt. I could say nigga. I could say nigger. I could say pussy ass bitch. Pussy ass nigga.
Well,
but I can't say the F word.
But I think...
And fuck is not the F word.
I know, the new F word. Hilariously. But I think that this is going to be the word that sounds like grapes. That's going to be the issue here. So they're gonna say that people are SAing each other in the virtual world, and it's gonna be a freaking problem for Activision and Microsoft, and they're going to jump in.
All right, so you're using your adult brain, and little now kids, you want to be serious.
When mommy walks in the room,
the game is rated mature.
I know,
so I get that, but I could see it being okay for Activision and not being okay for Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft.
And I could see the hammer coming down.
What are you doing?
I could see the hammer coming down from Microsoft. So
we're gonna see.
I give you that.
It's gonna be a wait and see, but I just think Microsoft is gonna be like, hey, yo.
I still stand by what I stand on. I would say by January, after the initial launch.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. They're gonna patch it out. They'll patch it out.
Yeah.
But just seeing what people are doing already on the beta is like, you guys couldn't let the rest of us. You guys you're ruining it for the rest of us. Give me my money.
Just give me my money. Yeah. It's one of those.
But it looks cool, man.
It looked fun. It looked cool.
This is the first one in a long time. I think since FLOPS 4 that I looked at a game and I said, "Oh, this Call of Duty looks like it looks good." It looks good.
Said, so from what I seen, it looks like
I'm interested.
It looks like Cold War.
But I didn't like Cold War.
I didn't really like Cold War neither. I didn't like the skill based matchmaking in Cold War.
Cold War was.
But they said
this looks like a return.
They said there's one map that is great.
Yeah.
And I watched videos from both sides, and both sides said there's a map called Scud that is
really good,
just terrible.
Oh, bad.
It's bad.
Okay,
and they don't feel like a Treyarch. But then they said the new they're bringing back the Verdansk, the original Battle Royale Modern Warfare map. They're bringing that back.
I like that map.
So in between then, they Treyarch made a new smaller map for us to play once the game launches.
Okay.
And Treyarch, they made Blackout. They made the Resurgence map with the prison out there in California and that island.
Yeah, Alcatraz, right?
Alcatraz.
Yep.
So Treyarch make good maps, and they make good battle royale maps.
They're my favorite developer for Call of Duty. They still are.
Their mini battle royale map. It looks good and it looks fun. It's based on Nuketown.
Yeah.
And they got like a
Nuketown is going to be there again, of course.
Yeah,
they're never going to get rid of Nuketown. Is the perfect map.
You can't.
It's the perfect map. Yeah, Black Ops might get my money this year. I'm not sure if I'll do it through Game Pass or not, but I'm interested. I'm interested. Black Ops 6 looks good. It looks like a return to what I like.
And I heard the music. The title music, the menu music.
Yeah.
Hit.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the title music hit.
Okay, yeah, it's something that usually you don't think about too much, but definitely matters.
They say you cut the music on, they cut the game on,
and hype
and it start playing, and you just like,
it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's time.
That's crazy.
All right, so, we're gonna wrap up on one last thing. I don't know if you got a chance yet to see it. We talked about it a little bit when you came over Friday, and you got wasted, and we couldn't record.
You mean when your girlfriend called you?
One of the many, and
you was on FaceTime for an hour?
Yeah, while you got shit-faced.
Hey.
And, I mean...
Just give me my money.
That's right. So, there was a Nintendo Direct this week. And we had a Nintendo Indie World and the Partner Direct.
Okay.
Which Nintendo immediately was like, hey, do not think we're going to show off the Nintendo Switch 2. It's not going to be there. We've already been cleared that we're going to announce this sometime next year.
Everybody kept watching. And
everybody was like, oh, it's going to be there. But... I hate to be the bearer of bad news for Nintendo, guys, but I'm always spot on with them, and I've been a fan of them since the freaking 80s. And Nintendo is very, very clear cut. They don't want to tell you what they're gonna do, but they will tell you when they're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So they've told us very clearly, you are not gonna see anything this year for this stuff. So we got our fourth quarter. We know what's coming all the way into March for the Switch.
Yep.
And I've got a couple games here that I highlighted that interested me, and some that weren't very interesting to me, but might be interesting to some of you guys out there. The first one was a timed exclusive indie game called Peglin. Do you remember back on the 360, it was like this game called Peggle? And it was kind of like Plinko for the... Yeah. So these developers were like, we love that game, and we wanted to make like an RPG type of game with that system.
Okay.
So on the bottom screen, you have like the Peggles type of screen, and then on the top of the screen is like the side-scrolling RPG where you're beating these enemies depending on where you drop the pegs.
Okay.
And the ADD type side of me was like, this could be a fun game to drop $10 on or $15 on, and it looks like a really good indie game. So it's called Peglin, and it's a timed exclusive for the Switch. So they make sure to like really talk about that. Nintendo also does something that Sony and Microsoft don't do, and they don't mention that they'll say coming only for their system. Well, Nintendo will let you know it's a timed exclusive. The next one was called Star Overdrive. Again, it's another one of those type of RPGs, but this is also coming to the Switch, and it's a timed exclusive. Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Oh yeah.
For the Nintendo Switch coming in 2025. We already know the first one's coming out, and they've got the Marvel vs. Capcom, and we've got X-Men vs. Street Fighter. So that was the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and or the Marvel collection, right? This we've got Capcom is now doing their Fighting Collection number 2, and this includes some hits that I was thinking like, yo, how are you not including these games? I didn't realize there's gonna be a part 2 to this. We're getting Project Justice. If anybody out there knows, these are Sega Saturn games. We're getting Plasma Sword, which was on Saturn and on the PlayStation 1. We're getting, for Dreamcast fans out there, Power Stone 1 and 2, which was like at the height of party game fighting games like Smash Bros. Sega did Power Stone, and their own take on it, or Capcom did Power Stone, their own take on it on the Dreamcast. Fantastic game lineup. Go check out Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and it's coming in 2025 for the Switch. I'm sure it'll be on everything else.
Yeah.
But they didn't say that. I didn't notice.
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is getting a physical edition.
Okay.
So
that's dope.
That's cool, and that's coming on November 20th. We were talking about physical the other day. If you guys like physical copies, you gotta buy this game physically.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be tempting because they're releasing it a month later than the digital copy.
Oh, that sucks. You can buy both.
But if you are interested in supporting physical, get it on physical. If there's any original PlayStation RPG fans on there, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters are coming March 25th. So Nintendo's really banking on this last year of Switch. They're putting up some heavy hitters. This one was gotta be a fan favorite. Castlevania Dominus Collection.
Wow.
Yeah, the old pixel art Castlevanias are coming to the Switch. There's 3 games in the collection. They look beautiful. Personal favorite of ours, Civilization 7 is coming to the Switch.
I'm happy about that. With online.
Finally!
Yeah.
So we know Civ 6 came out on Switch.
Yeah.
And they omitted the online.
Yeah.
Which was a pass for me.
And I bought it for the PS5. And it was fun. I give y'all that. It was fun.
Good game.
But I would much rather play Civs laying on the couch or in the chair, stretched out, because it's a long game. It's a long game. So
I've been playing hours.
Yeah.
Through a campaign.
Yeah.
Even on quick mode, it takes hours.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. If you start from the ancient era all the way through, it's like a 6-hour game.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there. So, Civ 7 finally online comes out for the Switch on February 11th. So, something to look out for. I've got Steam. I might pick this up on Switch because, like he said, having a portable version of this just makes sense. Hopefully, Switch 2 will be announced by then.
And it never like really graphic intense.
You don't need it to be 60 frames, 120 frames.
It's one of those
it doesn't
games,
have to be 4K.
It's one of those games you don't need to be graphic intense.
And it's gonna look good regardless on that smaller screen.
But you're gonna be sitting down for a while playing it. So it's one of them games you gotta
relax. You gotta be comfortable.
You gotta recline in the chair and you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. For Nintendo Wii fans, we've got Electronic Arts Classic coming out with My Sims.
Okay.
So My Sims is back, and I think it's My Sims 1 and 2. Electronic Arts out of nowhere coming out with this classic. I guess is aimed at younger kids, but instead of making a new game, why not just bring out the one that was popular back on the Wii? Rune Factory for me was meh, but I know a lot of you all out there like Rune Factory, so I gotta mention it. And my big takeaway from the Nintendo Direct is me being biased, of course. So it's also mentioned last, so maybe I'm not being biased. It was Yakuza.
Okay.
Yakuza, yeah, which is famous for being a PlayStation game, but it's also a spiritual successor to Shenmue.
Yep.
My favorite game of all time. So, Yakuza is coming to Nintendo Switch. I believe it's the first game. So they're starting fresh from the PS3 version, I think, of Yakuza.
They want to see how it sounds.
Yeah, and Sega is bringing out Yakuza on Nintendo. I think it's a good move. I think this is a good audience for them, especially if you're looking at the older.
Well, they got like how many Switches out there?
Oh yeah, there's like 130 million copies Switches out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
So the game's gonna sell at least 1 million or 2.
Yeah.
Let's bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
And then Yakuza, the first one is a classic. It's a fantastic game. So I believe this is like a remaster or a remake of that. I'm excited for it, and I love Shenmue. And the first Yakuza was a successor to Shenmue.
Yeah.
That was the Nintendo Online or the Nintendo Direct that we had for third quarter. what was cool for that was that we've known all the cool stuff they got first party that's coming out. They're swinging heavy for the last year of Switch. Anybody that was out there that thought that they were going to announce Nintendo Switch 2 stuff is ridiculous. You guys are slow. And the reason I say that is they're not going to crap on their last Christmas. They're not going to tell you, hey, cool, all these games are coming, but if you wait till March, you can just get a Switch 2. Because you're sabotaging your Christmas.
They're so close to beating the PS2 record.
They're very close.
So I always said that. I mean, if they close enough, it's like they might as well.
They beat the DS,
which
was number 2.
They might as well take a swing at it.
Yeah. And I think that they're not. And another thing is they're not gonna just drop the Switch. You know, there's gonna be like Just Dance for like another 8 years coming out on it. It's gonna have games coming out on it for at least another 4 or 5 years because Nintendo will probably stop developing for it in 2 years. Maybe you'll get like 1 or 2 more big hits on there or minor B games. But third parties are not going to ignore 140 million systems. You're going to get copies of games coming over to that regardless, even if it's shovelware.
Yeah.
So the system's going to sell. It's going to be a tight race for the PS2.
Nah, it's going to be dope. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And before we close out, you been on Twitter lately?
Depends on what you're. I have been, yes. I
or
follow me on Starflag Media at Starflag Media on X.
Follow me under Mortgage Me A60. I mean, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is,
yes,
Ryan Reynolds has been dropping the deleted scenes for.
Oh yeah, you saw the Gambit stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did the Thor. Behind the scenes for the Thor. So, if you guys are big Marvel fans like we are,
that Deadpool movie was dope.
Check out Ryan Reynolds on Twitter. He's been dropping little deleted scenes and insider cuts and behind the scenes. Yo,
he showed off concept art for what Blade could look like.
Yeah,
man, some of the concept art was doper than what he came out with, and I was just like, oh my god. I wish I would have seen that version of Blade or this. It was cool, man. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is doing a lot of fan service. Thank God that he's like given the free reins to make that movie the way he wanted. Because
I don't think he had free reign. I think he had to.
Well, he talked to Kevin Feige and who's in charge of Marvel, and it was one of those like, all right, do it. And so obviously Disney's got their thumb over it, but Deadpool is such a success.
Now
that they're really just letting him go to town with all this extra bonus stuff. So I think when this movie comes out on Blu-ray, which I'm sure is soon, it's probably because it's still in theaters. The movie's still in theaters.
Yeah.
It's gonna have all this jam-packed full of content. I'm sure all this content will be on there.
Yeah.
Check out Ryan Reynolds. He's full of fan service. I like that movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. So, with that said, I want to say, you guys, man, thank you. Shout out. This is probably one of the penultimate episodes that you're going to see with us together.
As the Drunken Idiots, together is probably either the last or the second to last.
Yeah, so I thank you for watching. I thank you if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Rumble.
We're still going to be filming this, to be clear. We're going to do
we're still going to make
a remote version of this. We're still going to make episodes. We're not going away.
We're going to have the fancy backgrounds and borders. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fire.
I don't know about that.
And then it's going to be Lord of the Rings. When we talk about Lord of the Rings.
You might catch me in South America doing these episodes.
Yeah, nigga's going to be, shit.
Oh, we don't know. We don't know.
Be in South America, too.
We might be in South America, different places. We never know. But yeah, like you said, man, thank you guys for joining us every week. Those of you guys who follow us, make sure you check us out on Rumble. Rumble is our new home. We are always going to be on YouTube, but Rumble is better. They let us a little bit more free reign.
I could say nigga.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want. For the most part.
Can I say the F word? The new F word?
I wouldn't. That's considered hate speech. So hate speech is hate speech. But yeah, we can I don't
hate F words.
You can follow him on his x.com account. You know what he does for a living.
Yeah.
So don't do that. So anyway,
that's also true.
Yeah,
you're right.
So,
but I don't hate F words.
No, not at all. Some of my family are F words.
Get it how you live.
Fuckheads is what I'm saying. So anyway, join us next week. We got more news coming for you guys. It's Drunken Idiots is the go-to for whenever there's big news. You're always gonna catch us coming back here on the Star Flag Media Gaming. As always, he's Chris. I'm
AKA
Anthony.
Talents, Deuces.
Check him out. Black Ops 6 coming out soon. And check you guys out. And thank you guys for joining us.
Hey,
see you guys
man.
next week.